Sheila,
I don't want to be a backseat driver, but
Sheila,
you're now inside the mall.
I don't like.
Stick around, make a sound. There's more Dumb People Town.
Townies, welcome to another episode of Dumb People Town. Population you?
Population Nancherla.
Aparna Nancherla, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome back.
Thanks for being here.
I know. This is
Live.
the non-live.
I know. The live one was really fun.
It was
That was
fun.
Bell House, right?
Bell House.
Bell
Brooklyn.
House.
What
yeah.
a wonderful place to
God
be.
damn.
It was
a good
you
one.
and the guys we fucked girls, right?
No, it was you and Michael Che.
Michael.
Yeah.
you and
Oh
Michael Che.
yeah, I think I was like so nervous before, and he said something like "You'll be fine," and I was like, "Why am I getting a pep talk from Michael Che?"
You were more than fine. You were great.
You were great.
We were
It
like
was
psyched
super
that he was
fun.
on the show, and he's like, "Oh man," we're like, "Dude, you're so good on the news on the
Right.
weekend
Update.
update," and he's like,
Yeah.
he's like, "Really? I always feel like I'm not there. I'm not at the spot where I need to be." I was
Oh.
like.
Interesting.
Part of me was like, I love that you
Yes, even-
understand that and
yes.
can vocalize that to us. You're not like, oh yeah, man, I'm kicking ass. I
Right,
can't
right.
handle that
Oh my
aspect
God.
of.
Could you imagine any comic answer?
I know. I'm like,
kicking
that's such a
ass.
I
comedian
can't.
trait to be
Yeah,
like,
yeah, it's true. I
no, I'm
can't do it."
horrible.
I'm horrible. I don't know. Some kid. There's a
No, there are a few.
There's a certain wave of
special.
people that are
I'm
like,
not going to name who it was, but I saw an Instagram post,
Is it
and the
me?
guy was
Is it
like,
me?
update about the lady who was yelling at my show. She went out, and she was in
It was
the
me.
thing, and there was a fight out in the parking lot. Still got a standing O at the end. I'm like, why do you have to put that in?
Wait,
Why do you
I
have
thought
to
this
say-
was about the lady.
The lady who went out.
I want to
I
hear
feel
more about.
weird. I honestly feel weird saying it was a sold out show.
Yeah, you're just
Oh
like,
yeah.
don't
I
tell
even
him.
feel weird about that.
I
But then there's the
know.
other part of you that's like, no, you want people to know that,
That
these are
you
worth
did
shows
it.
coming out to do, but you want other people to know, like, oh, I should come to
Right,
a show. That,
right.
Yeah, this is the
But
point.
that-
where
even that, I'm like, so,
So
I guess
this is
I'll
the
do
point
it
where
in all
we-
caps.
we we make things.
Yes.
Aparna made a book and she wrote a
She
phenomenal
didn't just
book.
make the book.
She made the book.
Wrote the
No,
book.
I made it physically. I didn't write
Physically,
it.
each
Yeah.
one.
A lot of binding.
Handcrafted.
A lot of binding.
Farm to table. We'll
It's
talk about
actually
it.
wooden and it doesn't open.
Just the glue cost alone.
No
someone
pages.
else's book, too.
And you bought all the supplies. Anyway, we're going to talk about that later. But we make things, we put it out in the world, and like we have to let people know that we're proud of it. We just have to.
Well,
do
I'm
that.
proud that the world is dumb.
Me
And
too.
I have a story. Of
Thank
people being
God we have
dumb.
a show.
So I'm going to get into this.
Let's
story.
do it.
Okay, do it.
Great.
This was sent in by Derek Shipley at Derek Shipley. Thank you, Derek Shipley.
Dude sends a lot of stories into us. We appreciate you.
The DS Shipley.
Man who became trapped inside Edmonton public art charged with mischief.
Wait, in art?
Like, who are you? I mean, there's a lot. There's a
There's
wave.
so much.
He got trapped in the art. Like,
Well,
but that's not like I
That's
got
like
lost.
Birdman.
I got lost
That's
in
the
the
plot
I
of
mean, we've
Birdman,
all
right?
been there.
Yeah, Birdman.
like at least mentally, we've been trapped in the art.
100%.
Right.
But trapped
Yeah.
in
Dude,
the
there's
art.
the scene in Ferris Bueller's Day Off when like
Yeah.
boom, boom, boom into the beautiful.
This is some modern art. Like there's so many like there was a modern art thing that was like, I think it was in Chicago. It was in a corner and there was just all this candy, and
You're like
college
kids will
roommate-
not know what to do with
My
this.
college roommate like went up and like took one and started eating it.
You're like,
And
dude,
people like were losing their mind.
of course, you're not supposed to do that.
No, there was a sign, like a little, whatever they call it, the little description.
Yeah,
of the art.
that says
And
take
it's-
one?
Yes.
Oh.
Like this gets refilled every 2 weeks. It was like each piece of candy like represented
Yeah,
some
yeah.
statistic.
All right, this to me tells more about what's going on with the world right now.
Yes.
Is that
Well, this is a long time ago, but still.
Even
but
back
like
then.
this is a metaphor for what's going on with the world right now.
Yeah.
In that like he took it, and
Yeah.
most people, and my reaction at first was like, why did he do that? But wouldn't have gone off on him. But like, you got to read the sign.
Right.
If the
Sign said
sign
take
says to take
Right.
it,
Right.
we can't just immediately assume.
There's
and
a
get
guy
really
who
upset.
just did this art where he just took glass boxes and like he shaped them exactly to the size of every FedEx box and then shipped them, and then however they arrived like broken,
Took
that
pictures.
was the art.
That was
Amazing.
the art.
Right.
Wow.
So I'm
Great
sure
call.
it's some sort of avant-garde shit.
Oh, yeah.
interactive.
yeah, of course.
It's, like for all we know, guys, it's a swing set, and
Stop.
and
He
that
got
person's
tangled
to
in
blame.
it.
Yeah, no, he's stuck in
Still
the
trapped
he's
in it.
stuck in the twist slide.
Right.
That's what he's stuck in.
Dan, I mean, it'd be like if someone got stuck in the bean. You're like, I'm going to climb in the bean.
Yeah.
I was like, how is he in it?
He's in it.
Somehow
Here we go. Let's get into it.
Let's get it. All right. So I love this story because it's weird. No one gets hurt. I'll say that. Everyone has an opinion,
sure.
and it happens in Edmonton, so we can crack.
Oh, yeah. Let's
or
get up to the
Canadian
Edmonton.
accents.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a man became trapped inside a notable piece of Edmonton public art made of large silver spheres. He was arrested soon after firefighters helped him escape the structure. Edmonton firefighters were called to the Talus Dome sculpture around 8:30 p.m. So you might want to look that up, Brandon, and show
The
because
Talus Dome sculpture.
Dallas Dome.
did I say the time?
Sounds like something from Doctor.
Did I?
You did
I
say
know.
that.
It sounds like somewhere you would meet in
Good
like
job,
a
Jake.
crime
Sorry.
movie.
Yeah, it's a
The
place
Talus
in
Dome.
it's a place in Dune.
Wasn't that a?
We have reached Talus Dome.
You may now release the hounds.
All right, Talus Dome. I gave the time. Sorry, on Sunday after
okay.
someone walked.
Wait, what time was it?
8:30 p.m. After someone walked
Sunday?
by. Yeah, on a Sunday.
So you should be watching HBO.
Sunday 8 p.m. You should be shutting your shit
You
down.
should be, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's-
I always am on a low Sunday night, so
Sure.
I'm like, this worst case scenario, you get trapped in art.
This is
on
the
a
Talus
Sunday
Dome.
night. Oh my! Okay, now I
lots of
understand how
silver
you could
balls.
get trapped.
You could get trapped.
Is there? I can't see from here. But is there space in between?
Oh,
that?
yeah. I'm sure it's like
Yeah.
a dome, but
No, but does it look like?
It looks like a pyramid.
It looks like a
It looks a
pyramid of
pyramid made of
balls.
little pebbles.
Is it in the middle of
or I guess
nowhere?
Rocks.
yeah, it's like just in the middle of like a field.
So
It does
yeah.
look like Dune.
It does look like, but it's these silver balls that probably there is a center
Yes,
structure
yes.
that I don't think it's just the balls because
Right.
it's on a slant and like all the balls would fall down.
Yeah.
No, if
Yeah.
they have to be attached to each. All right, so
Something.
a man was inside the mound of polished stainless steel balls with
God.
no way out. So they managed to say mound and
Yeah.
balls in
Yeah.
the same sentence,
Polished.
and not talk about any human. All right.
So I was these videos come by on your social media, and it just when you're like, I want to now kill my brain cells. I was watching. There was like a tree branch in China, and people are walking by and hiking, and literally some guy got his head in and couldn't get it out, and I was like I had so much anxiety for him, but I'm like, what in your brain tells you to go and
peek
stick
up
your
into that thing.
get in this little tree branch that's like a triangle? What in your brain says you need to do that? It's whatever told this guy to
Mischief.
get in the structure.
I always think of those people as like back in the caveman days. I'm like, they're the reason we move forward as a society, because you have to have people who are willing to do things like that just to
Yes.
see if it works. And then, one time out of 10 it works,
Right.
but then the other 9 guys' heads are
guys,
just
Great
trapped.
from their
example.
mistakes.
I saw a video recently. It's like a snorkeling excursion, like Hawaii or whatever. This guy walks up to the edge. So a person jumps, then he walks up to the edge, then he jumps. He comes up and he's like,
Yeah.
just flailing.
And he's like, "You don't know how to
and
swim."
the person
do you?"
goes, "You know how to swim?" And he's like, "So
No.
do you know how to swim?" And he goes, "No." And he goes, "What did you do? What did you?" And then the guy who was standing on the boat just yells, "Emily!" Which I don't know what that.
Dan, I saw.
But think about this, like you just said. 600 years ago, that guy just dies. That guy
dies.
shows us
He
how
dies.
hot fire is.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Like,
That's what
Yeah.
she's saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is just like nature weeds. What was that?
great
What
example.
was that person even? What did they think was going to happen?
I think they have a brain where they don't. They're like the person who just does it without.
Right.
They
There's
don't
something-
like our brains
They
are
know
like
they can't
don't
swim.
do that.
Yeah, zero
They know
zero
they can't
consequence.
swim.
But he doesn't know what the consequence of not being able to swim is, Dan. All he knows is
He's
that
like, what's the worst thing that could happen?
Emily has to come in and save you.
Emily, get the net.
All right, the net.
So here's his name, the most Canadian name ever, Connor Schwint.
Connor.
Connor?
Oh, Connor
It's
Schwint.
CNNOR. Connor.
Schwint.
Connor Schwint said he was on a post-Easter dinner run.
You don't hear. I've heard of the turkey trot. That's usually in the morning.
No, but
I
like-
do a 5K after every Easter dinner. I don't know about you.
You're just running and puking. It's like when Michael Scott eats all the pasta.
Oh, God. Alfredo, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Post Easter
Yeah, is
dinner
Easter
run.
dinner a thing?
Yeah, well,
I guess so.
It
Post
is.
Easter
Easter
dinner
brunch?
run.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I thought Easter
it was
Dan, what do you do?
brunch.
Easter dinner or brunch?
Well, we usually have dinner around like 2 or 3. It's an all day deal.
Oh, okay.
So like maybe this was like an early dinner, and
Yes.
he's like,
Either way,
who's
that doesn't
running
explain-
at? It's like Thanksgiving. Who's running at?
Oh, no, wait. This might not be. Connor Schwint, sorry, is not the guy who's trapped in.
Oh, he's the guy who sees him.
He's just on. He's
Oh,
another
so he just
weirdo
wanted to
on
brag.
a post, right?
He just wanted to brag while I was out for
I
a
was
run.
on a run.
Anyway, my pace right now.
As
my
I
pace, when
do,
they're like, "Sir, we
as
don't
I
care."
A
do.
5 mile split, or 5
Whatever,
minute
I'm
split,
48,
whatever.
7-minute mile, whatever.
It's not a big deal. He said he was on a run past sculpture, past the sculpture, perched on the edge of Fox Drive and the Quesnel Bridge when he noticed a commotion.
Quizno, not as good as Chipotle.
I know.
Firefighters, so they
It's a
can't
toasted
get,
bridge.
So this
yeah,
newspaper
toasted
can't
sandwich.
get
That's the
quotes from the
good
firefighters or the guy. They're just getting the guy who noticed
Who
what's going
ran
on.
by and saw
Oh.
Firefighters
Well, I
were.
saw 'em.
Yeah, I saw him. They were attempting
was
to
running.
extricate the man. Schwint said he asked firefighters if it was a man or animal trapped inside. Why do we need to know this in the news article?
Well, we got a raccoon up there.
Is that a bear in there or
Wait,
a
so
guy?
Connor was the one on the run? And
Connor's on the run, and he sees a commotion
And he
by the
sees
art
the
piece, and
commotion.
he's like,
Okay,
well,
okay.
they're trying to extract something in there.
So when he learned that it was a person inside, he began documenting the incident on his phone and poked his head inside the sculpture for a closer look. I'm sure the
See,
firefighters appreciated
he's
him.
also the problem. Why
He
is he
is.
putting his head in there?
Like, what
Don't
if
do
he
that.
got stuck?
Yeah, exactly.
What if this is the point of the art piece? To show how our curiosity can get us into trouble. And it works. It's an
He's
inviting.
exciting.
also so grammable.
It's so
It's
grammable.
so grammable, and
This
it's
is a fully immersive art project. If I'm the artist, I'm like,
Oh,
"See,
yeah.
you're welcome.
Yeah.
For the very reason that she said.
He said the man in the structure was beginning to panic.
Of course.
Of course.
Quote, it was
Yeah.
kind of like watching a mouse fall into a bucket. I've never heard that phrase ever. What does that mean, Dan?
You can set up these traps where it's a ramp, right? And then once you get to the top of it, the animal will go to get the food, and then they just fall in the bucket.
Oh, my
You just
God.
collect like
Seems
you
so
can-
mean.
Well, it's actually if you get to infest, it's pretty humane because then they're in the bucket and they're all alive,
And then you
just take
release
it outside
them
and-
in someone's house. I
Yeah.
It
understand.
must be like some kind of fraternity hazing.
Right.
A ramp into a bucket.
Go get the Emily, get the mice
Bucket.
bucket.
No, I mean the rush pledges
Yeah.
fall
Oh,
into the
yeah.
bucket.
And
yeah.
they go down.
Yeah.
Get in the
Yes.
bucket. Get in the bucket.
Just smearing off ice on a
I don't
string.
never want to hear the phrase "get in the bucket."
Did you say there's a Smirnoff Ice in the bottom?
on a string.
Yeah,
on a
yeah,
On a
string.
string, and you reach for it and
Yeah.
fall into the bucket.
Okay. He said he was kind of just running around inside of it and started to freak out because he couldn't get out.
Yeah. By the way, running around inside of it.
Yeah.
There's no way.
He is
he
like a
was-
Oh
mouse.
gosh.
Like, do you think if you just run really fast, like it'll undo itself and then
Police say
He was like the weekend in that Super Bowl halftime
bouncing out the wall?
performance. Yeah.
he can't feel his face.
His
either.
lips are ginormous.
He said police say the man had climbed on top of the structure and became.
Let me qualify that because in the Super Bowl thing, he had like all this facial work done, right? Wasn't that like
Oh, I don't remember.
part of the thing?
I don't remember
And he
at
was
all.
like, yeah, I think he had all this like
I don't think I
crazy.
saw
His
it.
face was like all Botoxed out.
I don't remember.
Not in life. I think that was a thing.
Oh, as part of the
Like his
Costume.
get up, like he was making a
He
point.
inflamed.
Oh, that's
Just
good.
making a point. Or maybe he got stung by 27 bees right before he got on there.
Stop.
Thomas J.
Police say the man he climbed on top of the structure and became trapped inside soon after. You don't climb on top, and then we're missing a key piece of this
Yeah,
story.
going in.
Like to me, if you're like he tried to have sex with the structure and fell inside, like then I'd be like, all right, he went in the wrong.
Also,
hole.
who sees a beautiful thing of art or an interesting thing of art and then says, I need to climb it?
A child.
Yeah.
Yeah. A
He
5-year-old.
was in a state of play.
He was in a play
He had
state.
just
Thought this was
read a
McDonald's.
book on reconnecting
Thought
with
this
his
was
inner
a
child.
1988 McDonald's.
Yeah.
So yeah, right, Dan. So to extricate the man, the firefighters had to cut into the structure and remove one of the balls. I'm sure the artist loved that.
Oh.
Said Sarah Jackson, a spokesperson for Edmonton Fire Rescue Services. 3 crews, including a technical
My God.
rescue team, were
One
involved
crew was
in the
needed.
call.
The other two were there to just laugh at him.
Yeah, take pictures
Hey,
of
let's
this.
get back up. Call Engine 46.
We're
They're
going to
gonna
put
love
this on Facebook. No injuries reported. Soon after the man slipped out of the sculpture, he was
went right back
arrested.
in and got like,
He's like,
Squatters'
he's like, I
rights.
forgot my phone. And then they're like, oh, no.
he's like attracted to it. That's like a fetish for him. He's got to get inside the ball.
I can't get hard unless I'm in the structure. And
Police say the man caused damage to several of the balls while climbing on top of the structure.
Gosh.
We're gonna get. You want to guess how old he is now?
Sure.
We can guess how old he is. The how old man was charged with one count of mischief, over, and then we'll give the amount of money it was over.
It costs what damage he did.
So how old was the guy?
Yeah.
Wait, do we prosecute for mischief here, or is that a
criminal
Canadian?
mischief
Okay,
is,
okay,
that's
it
here.
is a thing.
Because it's like one of those things
That does sound very Canadian.
It
though.
does sound very Canadian.
I turned over all the cups at a Tim Horton.
criminal mischief.
Criminal mischief. All right.
You know your Uncle Jeff.
He had criminal mischief. He threw
Written
pine
all
cones
over
at
him.
Susan so-and-so.
All right, so how old do you think this guy is?
Okay, I'm going to put him at 38.
38, which is like, you should know better.
Trying to
Yeah.
figure out what the rest of his life is going to be.
A little midlife, verging on midlife.
Yeah, he can
crisis.
still do something about it.
Yeah.
If I don't climb on
yeah.
this structure now, when will I climb
Yeah,
on it?
exactly.
I think he was 19.
I'll go 24.
24.
But I could be totally wrong. This just feels like a dumb.
One of you is 2 years off.
my
You guys
God.
want to go 2 years in any direction? And
So
see?
we were in New York recently, and to do our show, and we went after the show to this karaoke bar that was downstairs in like kind of near like the theater district. Near
No, 54th, near our old apartment. 54th
Yeah, near like
and
a
7th.
theater district, but it was like way downstairs. It was a very cool bar, and there was like all these 22-year-old, 23-year-old, and they were getting so drunk. And I watched one guy, young dude, who was wasted. He ordered a pizza and had a full box of pizza like on a bench that was, a banquet kind of booth thing. And he got up and like knocked the pizza over, and it all fell on the floor. I felt so bad for him. It all fell on the floor. And he walked away, and he stumbled back and managed to like step on all the pieces.
Yeah.
Every single piece. So that's what I'm thinking of as the guy who got into the thing.
yes,
is this
yes.
guy.
You say 19. What do you want to say? When do you change it to?
Oh, I'll change 21. Do you want to go up or down 2
Oh,
years?
what about should I stick with mine or should I go
You can
off?
go
You
up,
go
or,
up
down.
or down.
One of
Okay,
you is
36.
Okay.
22.
All right, get your answers in. This guy, they don't say his name. 26 years old.
Oh, wow.
Wrong
Dan, you
direction.
could have gone the other way.
Close.
But that's
He was so he was charged with one count of mischief over. There's a number
How
where
much?
there's like they don't
Right,
tell you
damage of over,
Right. If
like-
it's over
Oh,
this, you get
oh.
charged with mischief.
I mean,
So,
I think it's
I
over.
see.
Well, probably
Is
over,
this Canadian
over
money?
5,000.
5,000.
I'm going to say 7,500.
7,500. Yeah. I'm going to say 20,000.
Okay, one of you is exactly right.
What?
Right here. I think that's
Dan's gonna stay with
threshold.
himself.
I'm gonna switch to Aparna's 7,500.
Oh, I'm going to switch to yours.
You're gonna switch to
20.
mine. All
right.
right. By the way, we've never done that. People have switched their things.
You guys like soul switch?
I know. It's like a great 80s movie.
The answer is $5,000.
Oh, Dan. See, ours was incidental.
We were not.
We were running around inside of a
Yeah.
structure.
So
So, to
then
speak.
this line in this article is to me the greatest thing ever, and now I'm into like all the debates in Edmonton. All right,
Okay.
ready? It says the public art installation has proven polarizing among Edmontonians for years.
That's what people are mad at.
Yeah, I don't like it.
I
My
told
wife,
them.
she likes it. I don't.
You're gonna put it up. Someone's gonna get in there. The fire department's
That
gonna
guy's
get
real.
called. There's gonna be a fire, and where are they?
My
Try to-
cousin loves it, and I can't even talk to him anymore.
That guy's real.
I love that this pyramid of silver balls is breaking up families in Edmonton.
I won't talk to
pissed
my
about
son anymore.
He's estranged because he likes the balls.
Oh, but maybe, post Easter dinner, maybe someone brought up politics in terms of the balls.
The balls are out. The balls are out.
No, and that's what he said. You know what? I can't handle this.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about Pierre Trudeau or whoever Trudeau. I'm going to go for a run. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to run by the balls because I like it. You would like it.
exactly.
Are you ready for this?
Why does Easter dinner have to get ruined by this discussion of the art
Talus
balls
Dome ruins another Easter dinner.
in Edmonton?
Talus Dome 1, Easter dinner 0. All right, hand this guy's name. Hans Klaver. Does that not sound like a diehard villain?
Yeah.
Hans Klaver is a fan of the piece, and he made his way down to the rescue scene Sunday after hearing about it on Facebook. So here's what you know about Hans. He gets most of his news from Facebook.
What's going on around town?
What are you doing over there, Hans? I'm reading Facebook. We got to get down to the balls. We got to get down to
Get to
those.
the Talus.
He finished 12th in the world strongman competition.
This is him. I like the balls. One of the few people who do. So I came down to have a look. There was a guy inside there, he told CBS News on Monday. I'm sure CBS News didn't ask. And he's like,
No, he went to
CBS News, I got something to say.
He went to the building. He went to the station.
Is anybody going to record my statement?
Apparently, he climbed up top someplace, found a hole big enough to slither in and slithered down inside, and then he couldn't get out. Claver said he's admired the shiny chrome exhibit for years and always wondered what it would look like from the inside, but has never been curious or stupid enough to
This
give
is
it a
Kevin
try.
McDonald in
Wow.
those the Kids in the Hall sketches. Like, don't put salt in your eye. Don't put salt in your eye.
Yeah.
Put salt in your eye.
He said he met the man's girlfriend who advised Claver that she never thought scaling the sculpture was a good idea.
Which means that guy had been talking about it.
I'm going to do it.
What'd I tell you?
Honey, I don't think you...
She's gonna go on the record as saying she never
She's
supported
like,
it.
I told him not to
And
do
she's
it.
like, I'm right about a lot of things.
Like, suddenly this becomes...
And I'm right about your mom. Like, she calls way too much. Like, he's into it. All right. Maybe they should have left him there overnight, throw him a sandwich or something, Claver said with a laugh.
That joke.
Now he's having fun with
Flavor's
this.
half the start. of the
Hey,
story.
just throw a sandwich on the top of the thing. See if you can get it. So that's the thing. It's like one of the, I've seen videos of like people running down like a huge, like a decline that goes into water and it's sand, but like it's easy to go down, but it's like so hard to get up out of the water and get it. So like he's like, oh, if I go in, I'll come back out.
just come back out.
I think he jumped in too far and he's like, I can't reach. I can't get up.
This is classic Hans Claver, though. I love it.
He's the one who talked about it, right?
Right. No, he's the other guy who talked about it. The Talus Dome, maintained by the Edmonton Arts Council, is part of the city's Edmonton's public art collection.
Love it.
Constructed in what year? What year did they make the Talus Dome?
People have hated it for years.
You've seen it.
I'm going to go 1996.
Yeah, this definitely feels like I'm going to say
90s?
91, right? 80s or 90s. I think 91.
I'm gonna go 94.
Okay.
Nice.
91, 94, and what'd you say?
96.
96. It was constructed in 2011.
Whoa.
Instantly controversial from the second. It's not old.
12 years of controversy.
It's not old at all.
A dozen years.
It was designed by California-based artist Benjamin Ball. His name is
No,
Ball.
I
got
can't
ball in the
believe his
name.
Hey,
is
build what you know.
Ball.
And Gaston Nogues, and it costs how much? How much did it cost?
To make
I'm
it-
going to assume cost the city of Edmonton.
To
what do
buy
these-
it
What do
from
they
these
get
guys.
commissioned to build this
on this
collection of balls?
berm.
I have a lot of questions.
I think $100,000. I think it's like something crazy, and like that's what's upsetting
That's
the people.
the
of Edmonton.
controversy. Okay.
We're going to spend that on this, and we can't fix this.
What do you think, Aparna?
50,000. I'm gonna go low.
100K, 50K?
I'll split it. I'll go 75,000.
All right, get your answers in. Shout at your ham radios. $600,000.
Oh my!
Artwork.
Now I understand the controversy.
So now you understand. That people
We
are
paid what for this?
We paid what for
that's
what
wild.
is what Canadians.
We can't get another drinking fountain down at the rec center, and we got this goddamn
But you know,
thing?
there's a lot of people being like, "Why are we spending money on this? We need another forward on the line on the
We have
Edmonton
potholes.
Oilers."
All right. Schwint said his video of the incident has since gone viral, and no surprise, the installation, often referred to as the Talus Balls, has proven divisive among Edmontonians for years. Seeing the guy trapped in there was strange, but seeing the social media fallout is even stranger, he said. I mean, it's so Edmonton, he said. How polarizing. That's so Edmonton.
That's so.
Is that the Canadian That's So Ray?
It is. That's Edmonton.
It's so Edmonton. He said, how polarizing the Talus Balls are is already funny. And to have some dude slip inside there, I just thought it was humorous.
It's great. I
Wow.
love that people have
Humorous.
that. Yeah,
I
they have
just
that-
thought it was humorous. It's so funny.
Is it funny? Nope.
no,
humorous.
more humorous
Humorous.
than funny.
Yeah,
but
like a chuckle on the inside.
that's the first
There you go.
story.
Oh, that's so
man
funny.
trap, man.
There you go. All right, when we come back, that's first story. Down the books. Aparna's with us. We're going to find out about her book, and we're going to let you know where you can catch us. Is Dumb People Town. Don't go anywhere.
Stick around, make a sound. There's more Dumb People Town.
Hey guys, welcome back to the show. What a wonderful, we're back, all of us, from our things that we did. Dan recorded his special. We did our show in New York. Our thanks to everybody who came out for all that stuff. Before we get into what Aparna's book and how you can get it, and you definitely should. It's good, good holiday reading.
Good holiday.
Do you read the audiobook?
I do, yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so you can get the audiobook. It's probably available on Audible.
If you want to walk by a tower of balls and climb in, and get trapped in there.
This is what you listen to.
Yeah, if you have time in
You got
there,
6
while you're
hours,
there,
But won't it
yeah.
help you not feel as bad about yourself for doing that if
Totally.
you listen to that book?
It's
there?
a book about self-doubt. So
Yes. You had the courage to go in the talus balls.
And now you don't know how to get out, and you're doubting yourself.
okay.
Read this book.
Read this book, listen to the book. So we should let people know what we have going on.
Yeah, do
right, Dan? We'll tell you that at the end of this month, beginning of December
1st and
2nd,
2nd.
we'll be in Cleveland at Hilarities, which is so much fun. The beginning of January, we're one night at Helium on the 4th, and then on the 5th, we're at the Crocodile in Seattle. Which
Helium
I love.
Portland.
Helium Portland and the Crocodile in Seattle. And then at the beginning of February, we're at Comedy Works in Denver, the South Club. End of February, beginning of March, we're at Mark Ridley's Comedy Castle with our buddy Nate Fritzen. And then we're in Minneapolis, beginning of April, and then Moon Tower, and then we'll let you know. But all good stuff. Thank you to everyone who's joined our Patreon, and we just appreciate all you guys for supporting us. Thank God the strike is over. Now we can go back to complaining why we don't get work for other reasons. But we are very, very grateful to all of you. So thank you. Aparna, let's talk about the book and where people can get it. I'm so proud of you that you wrote. Like 3 of my favorite comics wrote books recently.
no, I know. It's been really year of the comedy.
It's the year of the comedy book.
You have the comedy book,
Yeah.
and they're all amazing, and they all kind of deal with like how your mental health, where you're at with that stuff. And I feel like so much of your comedy sort of addresses it and attacks it in like a hilarious way, but in like maybe one of the most prescient ways of any comedian doing today. You and Gary Goldman.
Oh, thanks. But yeah, the book is sort of a combination of funny and serious, and that was a little bit scary because I think, as a comedian, you're like, I feel like people expect a certain thing from you, and then I guess as any artist, and then if you divert from that thing, you're like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'll still accept me.
Oh, I think they will, because I think, again, what you do so well and what we try and figure out is the premise is the serious part of every bit.
It's the truth.
Yes.
That's the
Yeah.
truth.
It's the nugget of what we're the thing that we all experience. But
And it allows you to go off and be
Right, silly and
or
absurd.
weird.
the way
Yeah.
you look at it is then funny. So if we look at whatever you bring up as the serious parts, and there are like the premise of all this other stuff, your funny anecdotes will be the bits, so to speak.
Yeah, well, I think someone wrote me on Instagram. They're like, I loved your book. I recommended it to my friend. They did not like it. They said it feels like it's written by smart people for smart people. So then I was like, oh, should I really be promoting it on a podcast called
Dumb People Town.
Yes, because
absolutely.
This is a show where smart people all try to fight the tidal wave of
fighting
dumb.
We're trying to fight
The dumbness
with
pandemic.
comedy.
I'm not saying we're
Yeah.
smart.
I would
I'm
take
just
that
saying-
as a compliment. That
Yeah,
smart people for
no,
smart
I was,
people.
I did. I did.
Well, by the way, we were talking about like, would you go do readings of this book? 'Cause
Oh,
you
yeah,
just
and
toured. But
I
didn't do
just did stand up and I did signings afterwards because something about a reading just frightens me. I think it's seeing everyone's face and then you're reading it and you're kind of like, is this good? And then you're looking at them and people don't react to readings the same way they do to stand up. So
And you've like tested your stand up out on a
Exactly,
bunch of
exactly,
smaller
yeah.
rooms.
The
You're
reading
like-
would be like if you wrote your stand-up bits
Yes,
down and had
yes.
never spoken them out loud and then read them to a crowd.
yeah.
That'd be weird.
Yeah.
But I do think like this is what I'm going to pitch to you for your if you do like if a bookstore is like, we really want you to come, and you're like, I think you should read all like the reactions to it, to your book.
Oh, like all the reviews
all
or-
the
yeah,
reviews,
oh my gosh.
everything.
Oh
Like
my
that.
God. Or I'm going to pitch this to you.
Okay.
Go to a big time bookstore,
Yeah.
the Strand or Powell's.
Yeah.
And you say, Aparna's going to be here. You let everyone know in Portland, you're going to be at Powell Books starting at 9 a.m. and you're going to do a book reading and you're not going to leave until you finish your whole fucking book. That would be so funny.
Like performance art.
Read the whole book.
Come and
Who is
go.
that? What are those people? She's on chapter 5.
So great. She's
12
gonna be-
hours to read the whole
And then
book.
the people who stay the whole time, you then have to take them out to dinner.
God.
You know what
That
I
would
mean?
be an unbelievable
Stay away from
publicity.
I know. I feel like those people are not
right, I'm pitching
safe
it.
to be around.
I'm pitching it. I
They
know
stay the
you'll
whole
never
time.
do
So
it. The book is called.
The book is called.
The book is called Unreliable Narrator. Yeah.
Nice.
Great.
Which I love. That's brilliant. And it's
A wonderful convention in the world of literature.
Oh yeah.
Holden
Oh,
Caulfield,
yeah.
I would put him up.
And are
there.
you the unreliable narrator, or
Yeah,
or all
I
of us
am.
are?
Life is.
Yes.
We all are a
Yeah.
little bit.
Yep.
The reader is
The readers.
somehow.
I feel like social media has made us unreliable
Yes.
narrators.
Yeah.
Everything. Any narrators. So where do you want people to get the book? Like, what's the best place where people can get it? Should they go to their local bookstore and just
Yeah,
support
I'm a big fan of independent bookstores.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm a big fan of libraries. I don't know if that's good, in capitalism to be like, go get it for free. Go rent it.
Yours should be sold to every library ever, right? Like every library across the country should have your book in it.
Yeah.
So
But
libraries-
love independent bookstores, love libraries, I'm going to go ahead and say, I buy a lot of books and I read them and then they just sit on my shelf. Give your copy to a friend once you've read
There you
it.
go. Yeah.
That's the worst marketing
I
ever.
know.
I like
and
it.
that's why.
So no, I'm gonna say don't do that. I'm gonna say go
Go
out.
buy it because
Go buy it because it
supports
maybe
an
she'll
artist.
write
It
another
supports
book.
me.
Maybe
Yeah.
someone will give her a whole chunk of change to write another book.
That's true.
But
Yeah.
when you're done reading it, I will allow you to put it in one of those like
little free
little free neighborhood libraries where
Yeah.
you open the
Yeah,
door.
yeah.
I always love those little houses.
Those are awesome. All right, do that. All right, that's it. Unreliable narrator. Go pick it up. Aparna, we're
Let's
so
jump
proud.
into story number 2, and then segment 3. We'll hear what you have going on.
Are you ready?
Yes.
This one in by Matthew Friedman. Not your average Matt.
Thank
Thank you, Matt.
All right, here we go. Fun little dumb story number 2.
Okay.
SUV driven through South Shore Plaza Mall.
Oh, just to drive through the whole mall.
Drive
Mall.
through.
The mall.
Have you ever been to a
He's
drive-thru?
over by Orange Julius. Let him go.
I'll get him.
Drop me off right here at Spencer's. I need a calendar.
Drop me here, right here at Spencer's. I need to pick up Aparna's book. Is it available at Spencer's?
It should be.
Should be, right?
Yeah.
Right next to the boob hats. Come on. And the colorful
And the
suspenders.
Kathy Ireland
Fart
posters
machines.
and the sexually suggestive greeting cards.
Yes.
Braintree, Massachusetts. A woman who a family member said was attempting to go to the Apple store drove her SUV through the walkways of a Braintree, Massachusetts mall.
So
Nice job, Genius Bar. Way to
I'm
get
going to
in there.
assume she did not have a Genius Bar appointment
Yeah.
either. Yeah. She didn't look up online.
The driver entered through automatic doors.
Okay.
She's like, well, the door's
Gate?
open.
Gate? Sure. No car ever goes
Go
through
through these.
sliding glass doors. No car ever. Maybe at a dealership, but even then, half the time I can't figure out how they
So
got.
if you're in a mall, I don't know when the last time you were in a mall.
I was just in a
hanging
mall.
out.
I go to malls a lot because of teenage
I guess I
kids.
was just in a sort of LA outdoor mall.
Okay, outdoor
Yeah,
mall's different.
yeah. Okay.
Indoor mall, like
I know, indoor
80s.
malls.
I go to the Westfield Mall in Sherman Oaks. It is like malls
Yeah.
from where we grew up, Dan.
Yeah,
and
I
it
bought my
looks
couch there.
It looks like a mall. It's not big.
Yeah.
There are only 2. There's a Bloomingdale's and a Macy's,
Yep.
and then there's. I like to see what are the stores that
Yeah.
What
are
is making
surviving right now.
How many candle shops?
There are not a lot of candle shops. There's a Lids hat store.
Soap
Is
stores?
there still a Wilson's Leather?
No, there's a shoe doctor there, but then there's like there's like a high end like shoes and like streetwear store in there, which is crazy. There's a Vans, there's a H&M,
PacSun.
Is there still
There's
a
a
Natural
Tesla
Is
store in
Natural Wonders still a store?
I don't know.
No.
I remember that
Yeah. I
store.
thought
There's a
There's a lot of
puzzle
I
store.
thought that was a TV show about a girl who was a robot.
No, that's
different.
small
Small
Wonder.
Wonder.
Sorry.
No, there's like a puzzles and like game store.
There was a time in my
Okay.
life where I was very into going into the like sports memorabilia,
Yes.
like framed iconic photo
Right,
yeah.
stores.
Yeah,
Like,
there's They're those
bought a
that-
Michael Jordan one once.
Okay, so those are good. Like malls is that, but I'm saying if you were in a mall and a
Yeah.
car just started driving through, you'd be like, "This is a promotion for the car, right?" Like you'd be like,
100%.
there-
Oh yeah, for sure.
If I buy 3 things
Yeah.
down there, I'm now entered into
Yes.
a contest
Yes.
to win
Win
this
this
car
car.
that they're
The car.
showing you.
Yeah.
That this frazzled woman is driving.
That's crazy. Like,
Wait, have you guys ever seen someone performing in a mall?
no.
No.
Oh, really?
Like
Have you saw a
Tiffany
con-
used
like
to
a
do back
concert?
in the day, you mean?
Oh, yeah, it's usually music.
Yeah.
It'll be like a
Stand-up?
child playing a violin
yeah,
or
yeah.
something.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I've seen like a
lot of
quartet.
airport.
Yeah. Like
Oh,
a,
yes, airports too. Yeah.
like a quartet playing something, but I haven't seen like a pop star arriving in a
So
mall.
there is. A,
Yeah, I guess I just wonder who books the mall.
Yeah, like
That's a great question.
I'm just wondering how I can get in on some of
Just
this
would
mall
love
action.
to Read my book in the mall.
Oh my God! Worst possible place you
No,
can ever
okay.
do a
I have
reading.
another pitch for
Next
where
to
you
the
can read your
Great
book.
Steak and Potato Company.
No, this is where you're going to read your book without a microphone, center court, in between quarter 3 and quarter 4 of 4 of like the Clippers game.
There you go.
In front of like
Just
20,000
awesome.
people, and you quietly just read
I
your
just
book.
want to
quietly
see you
read the book.
lick these 2 fingers and pull one sitting on a chair, center court. That would be amazing. Let's do it.
So the driver enters through the automatic doors. That was your first. You shouldn't be here. Starts driving down the central corridor on the 2nd floor.
Oh, my
which
God.
also means they're like looking down.
Yeah.
Right.
Police said the white Lincoln MKX entered the mall
Of
through
course, it's an MKX.
Wow.
through
That's
a
an old person car.
through a pedestrian bridge
Jesus.
from the south garage.
Oh my God. The garage is like.
So are they trying to play this off like a mistake, Dan? Or is
Due
this,
to a recent accident, one of the safety bollards, never read that.
Like
those
the
things-
Oh.
post
was missing from the front entrance. So doesn't that mean someone had tried this before?
oh God, Dan, I hope.
If it's already gone, someone had ran into that.
either
which
that
was-
or they like clipped it or something like
Oh.
Surveillance video shows the SUV driving slowly into the mall, hitting a shopping cart dock, reversing, and then going around the dock. That is the second time that the mall is telling you
that.
you shouldn't be here.
Go in here. Like, when have you ever driven?
Can
Like
you imagine being in the car too with that person? I think we're just
Sheila.
I don't
do
want to
not.
be a backseat driver, but
Sheila,
you're now
or like,
inside
you
the
know,
mall.
I don't like hearing people tell me what
or
to
like
do.
back when we were like when you were a feature and you were with a headliner on the road that you didn't really know that well, and you were trying to like very be cool and be like, I think we're probably supposed to go back. Actually,
Should we try to like?
I've never been here before either. I'm just saying like maybe we
You're trying not to usurp.
because you just want the time. You just want
you
the
want him
shows
to bring
happen.
you on more shows or her.
Yeah.
Wait, so the other thing is there's probably someone in her backseat going like, can you turn down the heat? It's like,
They're not
like
even paying
another
attention.
Chat about
Yeah.
other things.
I'm really hot. It's getting hot back here and I don't want to open.
You hit the shopping cart dock and you're like, oh, you know what? Let me just back up. Like, no, I think we should probably go all
Back
the way.
out.
No.
Yeah.
I'll get around this. I can
Yeah,
get around
yeah. I'm just looking for a safe place to turn
And
around.
there's people
so-
walking with like
Keep going.
American Eagle bags like around your
I
car.
know. Like, when are you ever like?
I don't care if it's the mall or it's like out in the country. If you are the only car you can see, think about where
Yes,
you are.
yes.
screwed up.
In,
You screwed up.
In Italy, they're like in the old part of like Trastevere, like the area
Sure,
there.
yeah.
There's like little side streets that look like they're just walking streets.
I agree.
And
And there are
cars-
all these people, and then a car will just come right up in it, and you're like. It's going through a square and then it's driving down this thing, and I feel worse for the people in the car because I'm like,
Yeah.
how are you not thinking you're going to hit somebody as you're going through here? This must be the most nerve-wracking thing ever to drive down what looks like just a complete
Yeah.
walking.
Oh, I've
like
had
if
so
you
many
drove
times
with
where I was
a
like,
grub.
I don't think this is a road. Like even
Yeah.
like places in Wisconsin and stuff like that. But like you're in a mall.
You're in a mall.
I
It's not
can
like this-
barely handle driving down a road where cars are parked on both sides.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
I'm like, I don't think there's room for me.
Or some of those cities like on the East Coast where they just decide they could just park in the middle.
Yeah.
Like, what are you guys doing out here?
Or a
doing?
narrow bridge that's one way. It's like that's just one and like a
Yeah.
oh god.
Oh.
It's a blessing no one got hurt, said Janet Parsons, who witnessed the incident.
Oh, God.
Her kids are on the honor roll.
Hey, we should get a quote from someone. Who should
Janet
we get?
Parsons.
Is Parsons here? Janet.
She's at Auntie Annie's Pretzels. Give her a minute. She'll come over.
Husband Alan has a project.
I could
The
eat so
SUV took a left turn and traveled about how many feet down the mall's central corridor?
Oh my God.
How many feet do you think this car drove before it
700
got stopped? 700?
100 feet.
100?
I say 1,200 feet.
1,200 feet. It drove 180 feet.
Wow. Jeez. Still far.
60 yards.
60 yards.
60
It's like
yards.
over half of a football field.
Oh
They
my
kept driving.
God.
The driver stopped the vehicle outside Torrid, 4 storefronts south of where she entered. Do you guys know what Torrid is?
No. What is Torrid?
Well, I'll tell you, Torrid is plus-size fashion and trendy plus-size clothing. Shop the latest in plus-size fashion, including dresses, swimwear, jeans, tops, rompers, intimates, and more. Find trendy and chic outfits, jackets, shoes, and more. Shout out Torrid.
I love it. Torrid.
That's all in the article?
No, Dan.
I just needed to know what Torrid.
Dan was
That
like,
was
I got
so
it.
seamless.
Right. Dan just read that straight through.
I just needed to know what Torrid was. Also, the reviews for the Torrid in Braintree Mall, I went ahead and looked. Kind of mixed.
Torrid.
One
Torrid
woman was
is
very pissed, but also could not spell. And I was like, your argument's being lessened by the fact that you can't write well.
No, I want, if you're writing this way, I want you to not like Torrid. Sure.
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Because now I'm going to look at that and be like, I probably would love Torrid.
So Janet Parsons talked to the person in the car.
Oh, God.
This is Janet Parsons. She says, do you know how to get out of here? And I said, stay right here. I'll get somebody. And she kept creeping forward.
Of course. Of course. That's been her whole life, creeping
Yes,
forward
yes.
slowly.
Like, how many times have you heard this? Ma'am, 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 ma'am.
Ma'am. Nope, you're still moving.
Ma'am.
Still going
You're
forward.
Still moving.
She's like gently pushing the guard with her car.
Police described the driver as confused in a preliminary statement. No shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Was she driving forever 21 miles an hour?
The sister of the driver, who asked WCVB not to use her name, said she had no idea how she did it. She won't be driving anymore, end quote.
No.
Police said they would ask the registry of motor vehicles to suspend the woman's license. No charges have been filed. Videos of from witnesses showed police backing the car down the corridor to get it out of the building.
Can you imagine how difficult that would be? Even just to try and back a car out of a mall.
No injuries were reported.
Thank God.
She doesn't get to make a choice for the rest of her life. No. What do you guys want, pizza or that you don't get to choose?
No.
I'm sorry.
No.
Your decision making is suspect.
Did she get her thing fixed at the Apple store?
I'll ask you guys this. How old is the woman in the Lincoln MKX?
It's easy to be like 88.
I know.
But I don't think it's that.
Where do you want to go?
She's younger than that.
Aparna, you want to go first?
Yeah, I guess I'll go young. I'm going to say 57.
57.
I'm
glad
think
you said
she's
57
like
was young.
73.
73.
64.
64? Well, in story 2 here, because the woman who drove through a mall, I understand being like, am I supposed to go through here? Like, I'll buy that.
Right. No.
But after that, it's like,
Yeah.
no.
The creeping forward tells you everything you need to know.
The
Like, if
second
you go past someone trying to give you a free sample of General Tso's chicken,
You got it.
you're in the wrong place. I mean, you're in the right place for life, I think, but you're in the wrong place for a car.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. She is 78 years old.
God bless my. That's why I won't allow her mom to rent a car here.
You also, story 3 ran.
Give us a tease on what is
We
that?
have another erratic driving story.
Okay.
But this time it involves an animal as well. One last story. Aparna's with us. Her new book, Unreliable Narrator. You can pick it up anywhere at a library, at an independent bookstore, preferably. You
From
can
a friend,
get it
but
on
don't borrow
tape.
it, buy it.
Get it on
Get
tape.
it. Buy it as, hey, you know what I'm going to say? Buy it as a gift for your friends for the holidays.
Yeah.
That's a wonderful thing to give to someone. A book to read over the holidays is like the thing. I'm going to get it as a gift for, I know who I'm going to get it for. I love it. All right, we'll be right back with more Dumb People Town. Aparna Nancherla with us right after this.
Stick around, make a sound. There's more Dumb People Town.
Hey, gang, welcome back to the show. Before we jump into this final story, Daniel, I'm so proud of you. You shot your special when we're recording this.
Rose gold.
I'm very excited. And are you taking a little bit of time off? You're doing some other dates?
I'm headlining Cap City on December 14th.
Yay.
And then I'll be announcing dates. I'll be running the Rose Gold Tour up until the special drops, probably in the spring.
Great.
So people can still come out and check it out. Everything will be at danielvankirk.com. But I guess the biggest thing, in addition to being at Cap City, is my movie is coming out.
Now that the strike's over, you can promote it.
Yeah, it's called Wine Club. I'm the lead. It's a comedy. There's great people in it, as well as hopefully myself. You'll decide when you see it. So I think that is going to be premiering. I want to say it's like mid-December. I think it's like the 12th.
Premiering where? In theaters, online, where people, how can
No,
people
I
see it?
think, the strike just moved everything around in terms of times we could buy it. So we just wanted to put it out, I think.
Great.
There's going to be a premiere in LA. I don't know when that is either.
Ooh, I'm so
this is
excited
like the
for
great thing of you're figuring out like, okay, guys, what happened with the movie? But I'm the lead in it. You'll be able to watch it and check it out. I hope people do.
Oh, I can't wait.
We will.
I'm proud of my performance. Steve Little is in it. He's amazing. Taylor Ortega plays my wife.
Nice.
She's so great.
It's great.
DanielBaker.com. Wine Club movie.
I love it. I
Beauteous.
absolutely love it. All right, you guys ready to get into this last story? Okay, here we go. This is sent in by Larissa and it says GRL, meaning girl, the girl on the wall. At the girl on the wall. We want her on that wall.
We need her on that wall.
Yeah. I wonder
Thank
if
you,
that's Game
Larissa.
of Thrones.
And a new person sending a story. So we always love
Believe
it.
so.
All you got to do, we're still on, we haven't figured out another way to do it. We're still on.
X is probably the best way, sadly.
Just
we'll
at
probably
Sklar
make
Brothers,
threads
at
eventually
Daniel
on
Van
that.
Kirk, hashtag Dump People Town. Then that way we know where the story came and who the order of it. It's just is dated that way, so we can do it that way. Are you ready for the headline?
Yeah.
Man arguing with parrot pulled over for erratic driving in Clearwater.
The parrot?
He's arguing with the parrot, and he was driving.
I told you he sucks at driving.
That's right, exactly.
Don't drive into the mall, right?
If this were a year ago, I'd be like, Jimmy Buffett?
Now,
rest
there's
in peace.
not a ton to this story in terms of facts, but as a group, we're going to try and determine what the hell happened. here.
Wait. So how did they know that he was arguing with the parrot when he crashed?
The parrot
So-
probably told him.
Exactly.
The black box in the car.
Parrot can't keep its mouth shut either.
Dashboard cam?
In Clearwater, Florida, after the Florida Highway Patrol troopers received several calls Saturday night about a man driving erratically, possibly driving while intoxicated on US 19 in Clearwater, troopers Z. Logan and N. Darling. Logan and Darling. Does that sound like
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
1980s
For
cop show
sure.
Yeah.
called The Water's Not So Clear or something like that?
Florida
Clearwater.
cop.
She's Logan, he's Darling. Right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's Logan and he's Darling.
Right.
And so whenever they show up, Logan, Darling, and someone goes over to the
Yeah.
woman and is like, hi, Darling. It's like, no,
Nope,
that's
that's
Darling.
Logan.
That's the joke
Yeah.
of everything.
Yep.
So they were located, pulled over the car near Clearwater Beach. But instead of finding a drunk driver, they discovered a man having an argument with his parrot. So he's in an argument with the parrot. Like, definitely this guy is like, what are they talking about? What in
Hide the
world
weed.
could-
Hide the weed.
Am I dumb? Birds, how much cognitive thought do
They can't
I think
form an
parrots are pretty smart.
Are they?
I believe so.
like,
can
could
they-
they argue with you like the merits of like
Are
whether
you
or not a
repeating
movie
that
was good?
information from someone else?
From
who
a
gave it to you?
parrot?
Are you parroting that?
Unreliable narrator.
Unreliable narrator. Yeah, we're gonna trust her. Are you
Right.
kidding me?
Birds are so smart.
I think there are two. I just wonder if you could get it. They're like, well, you forgot to pack those shoes, and you're like, no, I packed
I
them.
don't know about that, but I just know their ability to learn and like.
Oh,
Oh,
crows.
to be able to
Good.
form
They're
language.
very, very smart.
Yeah.
But I just could you.
And I
just
know
like,
that crows memorize people's faces.
Oh, yeah.
I do
every
know
animal
that.
I've ever had, I eventually talk to immediately like it's a person in my life that I have full on
Oh,
one-sided
yeah.
conversation. Yes, I think that's
Yeah.
pretty normal. But I'm wondering, like, at what extent could I be in an argument with that
Oh,
Right.
animal?
This is.
I mean, I've had very long arguments with cats,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
About the way they treat
That's how
me.
they're
They don't
behaving.
care.
You're talking about their behavior. Like the parrot is not going to be like your
I
father,
It's a
liked how Game of
one-sided-
Thrones ended, and you're
or
like,
your
"You're
father
crazy."
withheld love from you because you
Right,
don't deserve
right.
it. Like some
Dan,
weird
you've
thing.
read a cat, The Riot Act. That's what you've done.
But just a lot of like, why'd you do that?
a
to
litany.
me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't walk
yeah,
away.
yeah.
Don't walk away. And it's a lot of like,
Get
now
over
you're-
here. Yeah.
Get over here.
Dan, get over here to a cat is the most
He
futile.
likes
back.
it. No, he likes it.
So
I
like
don't think
it's
he
the
likes
old
it.
Paul F. Tompkins bit, which was hilarious. Like the guy who's got an exotic pet on his
Oh,
shoulder
yes,
at the
yes.
post office.
Such
like
a funny
parrot doesn't want to go to Costco with you.
Yeah.
So
like,
that was the argument.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Why am I going? Like
Leave
you
me
couldn't
at
leave
home.
me. I'd rather be in a cage than have to go through and watch you eat
It's
a
gonna be
bunch of
crazy when we get
samples.
to the part of the story where the parrot cannot speak.
Yeah. The guy was like, he just was stonewalling me the whole time.
I mean, he normally talks.
Now he's giving me the silent treatment? I mean, what kind of friend is that?
He
That's
can
a stuffed
talk.
animal, sir.
According to the troopers, according to the troopers, the
Yeah.
parrot became angry because it wanted to go home. There's no way
Wow,
that
that's the argument.
Okay, but the man wanted to go to Clearwater Beach. The parrot was like, "Take me home right now," and the man's like, "Nope, I want to go to Clearwater
This
Beach."
bird is also every woman in his life.
Like,
I just want to go home.
and he's like, roll down the window. The parrot's like, roll down the window. I'm hot. And he's like, I'm not rolling it down. Roll it down. You better. That's the argument there.
And he's driving like a maniac, and I just want to go home.
I just want to go home. The parrot wants to go home.
Yeah.
Because this is what it is in my mind. The guy's like, I just want to go to Clearwater Beach, and the parrot knows because, like
Yes.
Aparna said, birds are smart.
Yeah.
Parrot's like, well, you're not going to just go to Clearwater Beach.
Right.
You're going to want to then go to Vero
Then
Beach, and then you're going to
go
want
to
to.
wrestling. Then you're gonna.
Right. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
great.
So I want to go home because this is not the beginning. You
Yeah.
say Clearwater Beach.
Then we're going to go to a bar. Then you're not going to be able to drive me home. I know how the night's going to go.
The argument distracting the man, causing him to drive erratically. If you're taking your parrot to the beach, get ready for it to fly away. Is all I'm gonna say.
I hope so. That's my number one. I hate people.
Why
who
are you
like, oh, I
taking-
got this bird and I made it so it can't fly.
Yeah.
Well, I want to go to the beach with my parrot on my shoulder so I can meet people. Oh, what's that?
What?
What's that?
Wait, he said that?
Yeah. Troopers say they de-escalated the situation and resolved the standoff successfully. De-escalated
A
it.
standoff between the two.
The guy and the parrot.
It's a domestic dispute.
Yeah.
All right, Bird. You got anybody who can come pick you up? Because we can't let you guys get back in the car.
I'm going to separate you two, guy. Can we take the bird back behind the car, please?
500 yards away from this bird, and that includes up
Okay.
into the air. He could be right above you, but 500 yards.
But why wasn't the owner de-escalating it
Yeah.
himself? The owner should. You're the owner of a parrot, okay?
No, the owner is definitely saying to the cop, tell him
Yeah.
that he's annoying
I
too. No, tell him.
I hope the parrot's saying. You think I wanted this, man?
I asked to be in a
Parrot's
cage.
like,
Yeah.
No, and the guy's like, say it to my face, and the parrot's like, tell him I want to go.
So
This would be a hilarious
This would
Reno
be
911
so
scene.
Oh my God, the
Where
greatest.
Reno 911 where like Dangle is like in between, be like, he says he doesn't want to be here.
He doesn't want to be here,
Like,
right. Troopers didn't say who won the argument. I'll tell you who won the argument. The parrot. The parrot didn't go to the beach.
I would agree.
Yeah.
I would agree.
No, he's
parrot
going
won. They
home.
didn't go
He's
to the
going
parrot
home.
won.
He's going
Oh
to
my
the
God. So I'm going to show you at the end to close things out. The officer with the parrot smiling.
Oh
holding the
my
parrot.
Beautiful
God.
Gorgeous
That's
bird. Gorgeous
a
bird.
beautiful bird.
You gonna argue with this?
Yeah, he doesn't deserve that.
You don't
bird.
deserve this parrot. And the parrot doesn't want to go to the beach.
That's a fun third story.
Fun third story.
Great
That's
third
it.
story.
The Unreliable Narrator is Unreliable Narrator is Aparna's book. Everybody
Go
go out
check
and
it
get
out.
it. Get it for the holidays. Get it as a gift. And I would just want her to write more and create more stuff and put it out in the universe.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks for
here.
coming
Thanks
here.
for having me.
I love it. And no shit, we got to get back to work, guys.
Boom.
Stick around, make a sound. There's more Dumb People Town.